Good morning from Freedom Prepper. It's October 7th, 2020. Here's what you need to know.
Dissension, distrust, discord. The FBI made a movie. You might be surprised to find out just how many high-budget Hollywood flicks are made with help from Washington, usually from the Pentagon or the CIA. I guess it's natural that the other G-men get in the game. It's a show about foreign terror threats, because one would not expect them to showcase the domestic terror threats right there in Metro DC. Pass the popcorn. No, pass, period. Our grocery shelves have been a little light since about March. Elsewhere in the world, a real food shortage is brewing. Pay attention and hope this doesn't spread to the US. It's a factor we could do without. We have enough insanity on our hands. A growing number of Americans think that violence is justified to settle political disputes. Worse, many of them have already been putting their thoughts into action this year. Look for a spike soon. Look out. The Boogaloos are coming. The news magazine that soft-pedaled cannibalism, not kidding, is highly concerned that traditional, right-wing Americans might consider what Antifa is already doing. Hopefully, Herr Biden will remind them that militias are an ideology, not an organization. Thank Moloch that orange man caved and condemned white supremacists. Because 2020 has been the year of white supremacy matters and anti-non-white supremacy, with burning and murders and, blocked. A new blockbuster from FBI Films, rated C, for corrupt. No, this is just another real story that no one cares about. The CIA director, Herr Gina Haspel, rhymes with cast a spell, blocked the release of information about what really happened with the discredited and idiotic Russia craze of 2015 to 2020. Really, they're none too fond of the FBI at Langley, where the foreign terror becomes domestic. People smell something. And bless their noses. A poll indicates that a majority of the people blame DC for the pandemic instead of China, the Tooth Fairy, or anyone else. They may be onto something.
A second wave sale? Other countries have dire shortages, and American supermarkets are already preparing for a second wave surge in panic buying here in the US. One would hope that preppers have already secured the basics. You have secured them, right?
We're all pulling for President Trump as he battles the Wu flu Black Plague and hoax. While it would appear that he's recovering the way 99.5% of patients do, some, like Michael Moore, have their doubts. Not Trump, he's tweeting as usual and promising to tweet some more tomorrow. He vows he can tweet and walk at the same time even. He drove, instead of walked, out of Walter Reed to wave at some fans on the streets. The fans were thrilled, naturally. Others, not so much. A doctor at Walter Reed, who may be related to Tony Chicken Little Fauci, thought this was the worst thing since the collapse of the Mueller investigation. Now, according to the good doctor, half the world needs to quarantine.
Stories worth talking about today starts with North Korea. Not in the news lately, but not forgotten. While negotiating with the US, that wacky Kim kept building his deterrent force. Naturally, right? Hedging bets and all. The only question is why this surprises anyone. Q, if it's a hoax, and it probably is, then why the massive concern? Projection? Two things: the House voted to condemn Q, and at least one GOP idiot doesn't know the difference between yes and no. Where they vote, one, they vote wrong. Universal basic income, it's not for communists anymore, everyone is talking about UBI. But, does anyone understand it? A German study attempts to analyze whether this would be a boom or a bust. The bot reading this to you in the podcast or video doesn't care either way. The Great Gold Heist. Here's more about the P.J. Morgan Chase cartel attack on the commodities markets and how that might help usher in a dimmer, poorer tomorrow. Thank God they all went to jail for this robbery. Another epidemic that few care about. Eric Peters again sounds the alarm about the dangers of the automobile airbag, which is a known killer whether it works right or not. A grenade in the steering wheel can kill you faster than a virus. And a mask won't help. Neither will the government or the car companies.
TASER lessons for SHTF. School is in, so much in one short video, warning, violence. A man with a knife demonstrates why tasers don't work sometimes. Sometimes deadly force is required and has to be delivered quickly. See the closing gap as the man rushes an officer and stabs her. Her partners then do what they should have done to begin with, the armed man did not withstand bullets as well as he handled the electric jolt. In today's crazy America, you can easily insert yourself into this scenario. Think and act fast.
Thanks for watching this video. For the full article, please visit freedomprepper.com.